We have always been treated unfairly. You remember back in first year, right? We were winning the House Cup, and not only were we winning by such a wide margin you could fly half a fucking Quidditch team through it! And then Dumbledore comes along, and he gives 50 points to Braininess Bucktooth Tights, or whatever the fuck her name is, and then he gives 50 points to that illiterate chud, Ron Weasley, and he even gives 10 points to Longbottom, who I'm pretty sure brought that toad to school just so we could lick it every day and get high. We all knew he was going to give points to stupid, famous Harry Potter. With his dumb scar, and his idiotic glasses, and his deep green eyes that shimmer just so like caught in the waves of the Mediterranean Sea. Look, it doesn't matter, it's just not fair, right? Okay? Like, I mean, Dumbledore must know who my parents are. Right? I'm a Malfoy. Just roll the word around in your mouth. Malfoy. We're the most prestigious family in the wizarding world. I mean, I have real power. People should be throwing themselves at my feet, but instead, they're just fawning over Harry Potter, whose only real power, all right? I have power. His power is opening the chamber of my fucking parents are dead. And then he goes around and he's trying to teach people the Patronus charm so that they can actually fight the Dementors. You know, it's just like I've been saying all along, if people just complied with the Dementors' instructions, then they wouldn't have any reason to fear anything. They wouldn't keep getting shot. I mean, thrown in acid. Potter. With his fancy broomstick and his nice clean robes and his autumn breeze that catches his hair just right, and gets it messy in that perfect way that makes it look like he just got out of bed, and his pants that hug every line. Just so, you know, just so you can't see everything, it's just a hint, just a suggestion. You know what? Forget it. Crab Goyle, just shut up and go get a fresh jar of my hair grease.
Woohoo!
Hi. Hello. I'm Michael. How are you all today? I suppose you have a lot of questions, like, where am I? Who are you? What's going on? I regret to inform you that all of you, are dead. Yeah, so you finished your time on Earth and you've moved on to the next phase of your existence. Cool? I'm sorry, I normally do these intake interviews one-on-one, but you all came at the same time, so I've been forced to improvise. That's funny, because you all died in a tragic improv theater fire. See, you don't remember it because in case of particularly traumatic or embarrassing death, we remove the memory of the death to ease the transition to the afterlife. There's not much more embarrassing than dying at an improv show. But luckily you all were able to share the experience, so that's nice. One of the big questions I get asked a lot is, who was right? You know? So let me just think about Christians were about 5% right, Buddhists about 5% right, Jews about 5% right. All the major religions got it about 5% right, considering the afterlife. Except for, of course, Doug Forsyth. Doug Forsyth was a stoner living in the Calgary in the 1970s. One night he got really high on mushrooms, and his friend Randy asked him, "What do you think happens after we die?" And he went in this long monologue where he got it about 92% right. We were just freaking out. We couldn't believe what we were doing. He's kind of a hero around here. I have a picture of him up on the wall. I framed it. Very lucky to have that. One of the other questions I get asked a lot is this... or... Well, it's not heaven or hell, as most of you were raised on, but Generally speaking, in the afterlife, there's a good place and there's a bad place. You're all in the good place. That's good. All right, so welcome to your first day in the afterlife. You all are, simply put, good people. But how do you know that? How do we know that about you? Well, see, during your time on Earth, every decision you made had either a positive or negative effect as it rippled out through the universe. Every sandwich you ate, every magazine you bought had some net positive, either positive or negative effect on the universe. You know those people who in traffic, they pull into the breakdown lane and just take off and go, who cares, who's watching? We're watching. Surprise! Oh. But, see, at the end of your life, when your time on Earth has ended, we add up all those points with a perfectly accurate measuring system. And the highest earners, the true cream of the crop, get to come here to the good place.
Yay.
And what happens to everyone? Yay, indeed! And what happens to everyone else? Don't think about it! That's what... So, you've all made it here because you've lived some of the best lives that could have possibly been lived. Unless, of course, this is an elaborate form of psychological torture and you're actually in the bad place. But no, everything's fine. She is on an episode of a wonderful podcast called Escapecade, coming out soon, where they do, it's an escape room as a podcast. Does that sound weird? It is, but it's supposed to be. So, enjoy it. Escapecade. You can find that on the Sonar Network. You can also find her doing a show at Theatre Passe Muraille in the new year. Specifics out yet, but it is called Behold! And so when you see that start being advertised, you know the cat's in it, it's worth going to. Yeah! Yeah! Carmine, if you want to catch more of him, he partially owns this place. Yeah! We just spend a lot of time here. Find out about all our shows at socap.ca. Let's get ready. So there's no decision making to be done. This is the pairing. But I can't pick a way we meet for myself. I'm the president of the scene. Where would these two ever meet?
Gas station.
Hot dog stand. Leafs game. Hot dog stand.
You know what?
The woods.
Figure out a Leafs game.
Leafs game. The bad place.
Not really your thing, is it? Hockey.
I don't understand at all what's happening.
Well, it's not entirely unlike the Quidditch you're aware
Well,
of.
I mean, why aren't they flying?
They can't! They can't fly!
There's only one ball!
It's called a puck, and it's flattened.
Oh. And that's the, puck?
And you can see
It's not a fanciful enough word.
You can see it there, those red lights. They're trying to heat this area to a comfortable temperature, and they're failing miserably. It's because they have to keep it cold for the players on the ice.
The ice. It's
Very
very uncomfortable. I'm just gonna go.
You can't. No, you can't leave.
Well, why not?
Because this is so delightful. See, they designed this to be the least pleasant experience possible.
Oh, and the wine is so average.
You're not supposed to drink wine! You're supposed to drink cheap beer! Mass-produced beer!
And there's not even any butter in it?
None!
Oh.
I have been working as a demon in the bad place, trying to torture people for years. And I came up with ideas like stabbing them, and spiders that go up their anus, and sometimes just setting half of them on fire, and half of them in blocks of ice. And none of them were quite as torturous as forcing someone to sit through a game of Hotkey.
I don't really know who you are, but
I'm Mike.
this is also banal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, where I'm from, if you really want to torture somebody, you do it the old-fashioned way, with magic words and waving sticks around, and the pain all comes from within. We don't have like specific spells that are so bad, they're just forbidden, because they're so hideously awful. I mean, what's wrong with the old-fashioned ways?
What was one of your favorite of those forbidden curses? Do you happen to remember any off the top of your head?
Well, is this one of those things where you get me to say it and then it turns out that you're a cop?
I assure you I have no law enforcement credentials.
Alright, well I'd have to say the Cruciatus curse was a rather elegant one.
It's funny you would mention that. The Cruciatus curse is the one that led to your demise.
It's so average, but I can't stop drinking it.
You're dead.
And what?
You're dead. That final epic fight between the people of Hogwarts and Lord Voldemort, you didn't make it through.
Well, what do you mean I didn't make it through?
Someone cast the Cruciatus curse at you, and that's the one that does the pain, right?
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
the one that
normally-
does the pain. It's not the one that does the dying.
Yeah,
We
normally.
have a different one.
Well, you were near an edge.
Oh!
Spasmed and tumbled down the hill, and it sort of broke all your bones on the way down.
That's so undignified.
But of course, that didn't kill you, no.
Oh!
It was after that. You recall Neville Longbottom?
Oh, that loser.
Yes. Well, he fired one of his curses at one of the Death Eaters and missed horribly.
Yes.
Which caused part of your school to fall on you.
The school fell on
The
me.
Hogwarts, part of the school, the side of the school, broke off from his missed shot and fell on you, just from the waist down, crushing the legs and genitals.
Do you know which part of the school it was?
And the side. One of the sides. But of course, that didn't kill you either.
No, as you said, it just crushed my legs and
Genitals.
that was the other
Genitals,
word.
yes. I have been led to understand an important part of human physiology.
Well, I mean, they're fun. What happened after that? I mean, after I fell down a hill and then had my legs and genitals crushed by part of a school.
Well, after that, you saw someone you didn't like
Oh,
get killed,
good.
and you laughed.
Yes.
That shattered your ribs, and they went into your
Oh
heart.
no!
Yeah, you died because you laughed at someone else's expense.
You couldn't make it up.